Playing sports was a plan for me to make it out. And I just ran across the street and I got hit by a car. I don't know exactly how to describe the feeling of your life just flashing before your eyes. As scared as I am, I'm not gonna let it stop me from going where I need to be. So before the accident, I was playing 3 sports actually. I was playing basketball, football, and boxing. And even for a little while, I was doing movies for school at one point. At 15, 16, I had the strength of an 18-year-old. I actually had fun. Like, I loved what I do, and I took it very serious. Playing sports was a plan for me to make it out of Brooklyn. Still getting some scholarships, but that's only because they're unaware of what happened. In 2016, I was in summer school. I think it was the last week of summer school for me. And I was coming out. I was actually one of the second group to come out of school. And I just ran across the street and I got hit by a car doing over 25 miles. And that put me in a hospital, a coma actually. I was in a coma for 2 weeks, hospitalized for 3 weeks. So I had about 287 stitches on my neck, all the way down to my chest. The scar that I have is keloids. It's a scar tissue that doesn't heal. It turns into big bumps. I have nerve damage in my left arm that I'm still fighting with. I lost a lot of body mass. I lost strength, lost time, and I missed out in school. I don't know exactly how to describe the feeling of your life just flashing before your eyes. It was 1 minute it was there, and the next it was gone, just snatched away, out of my control. After coming out the hospital, I was really unsatisfied with myself and the injuries that I had, because I can't do the things that I was able to do before. My whole family plays sports, so I had to sit and watch, go to games that I couldn't play in. Sports was definitely out of the question because I was unable to even pick up the equipment to play. I was really embarrassed. I was alienated from everybody, bullied, picked on, laughed at, because I'm not like everybody else anymore, different from everybody. I was humiliated.
So clearly no one could blame Torin for thinking that what happened was a bad thing because of how brutal it was for him to go through. But by focusing on everything he lost, he was actually making the situation harder for himself.
I actually couldn't believe that this was my reality after working so hard to get to where I wanted to be. At one point, I wondered, what did I do to deserve it? Like, I do what I gotta do in school. I'm up all my classes, passing my classes. I'm working hard. I guess I just really gave up. Like, at one point, I didn't want to attend school. I didn't want to be out in the public. I just shut down, gave up.
Here's the thing with struggle. Most people in our culture think that struggle has to be bad, but you actually don't have to believe that. Because no matter what you've been through, or how hard it is, or how much it impacts what you look like, or what you can do in the world, those struggles can actually be something that helps you become more of who you want to be. It all depends on how you respond to it.
For me to change my mind and attitude, it took for me to hit rock bottom to the point where nobody wanted to be around me or bothered with me because of my attitude towards everybody over something nobody had nothing to do with. I realized that maybe I had to work harder. I had to push more, dream bigger. I realized that I'm only hurting myself because I'm so frustrated over the things that I can't control, and I'm letting that blind me and stop me from doing and focusing on the things I could control. So like I don't let the things that I can't control distract me. Like, I can't control the way I look, but I'm not gonna let it distract me. The accident changed my thinking to the point where I'm not acting so much like a child anymore. I'm going about things differently. Before the accident, I was actually satisfied with where I was at. And after the accident, it made me realize that where I was at wasn't the best of me. Like, I wanted to make a memory of my own rather than to live with the memory of my family. Before, my goals were to use sports to complete school, when really now my dream is to have a long-term career, like being a lawyer, being a doctor, those type of things to make sure that I'm well paid and I'm all right.
Struggle always brings change, but when Torin learned to embrace that change, he actually figured out how to turn this hardship into something that helps him in his life.
When it first started, I thought of the scars of my setback, a reason for me to cop out, to give up, when really it was a reason for me to push harder and strive for what I wanted to do. But it also made me more of a leader than a follower, because everyone sees the struggles that I go through and the hits I keep on taking, and yet I still push through it and keep a smile on my face to let everybody know that as scared as I am, I'm not gonna let it stop me from going where I need to be. Because of what I've been through, and I know a lot of other people are going through what I'm going through, if not worse, I like to help out others, do what I can do to help, just to be a big brother to everybody. I still go to the gym, I do push-ups, sit-ups, I lift weights. I do whatever my body allows me to do. I just don't overwork myself. I'm not at 100% yet, but I'm gonna get there, and I know I will, because I work hard enough to get there.